Hey guys, Andrew Oldar here. We just finished up testing the 2018 Alta Redshift MXR and Redshift MX here at Perris Raceway in Southern California. So beginning with the 2018 Redshift MX model, this was actually my first time riding the Redshift MX. I have ridden the dual sport, more of the enduro model. So the Redshift MX was the first bike I rode and it really impressed me. The bike overall is really good, it cornered really well. Suspension-wise, the WP 4CS fork for me left a little bit to be desired. It seemed like it rebounded, kind of pogoed a little quickly off some jump landings. When you go a little stiffer with it, it would tend to get a little harsh. But yeah, aside from the fork, that bike was good. I was very pleased with it. Power delivery and throttle response was really good. I spent a majority of my time on that bike, and the other bike for that matter, in map 2. For my size, stature, and riding ability, that proved to be plenty of power. Made it really easy to kind of judge all the jumps. I could just hold it wide open and it cleared no problem. And as you get further on the throttle, it really pulls hard and yeah, like I say, very predictable and easy to ride. And one thing I noticed regarding the battery life was that when it got a little below a quarter of the battery life, it seemed like the power started to taper off a little bit. It started to decrease slightly. And so to alleviate that, I actually went to map 3 or 4. I went to 4 when it was very low. And that kind of brought some of the power back. But if anything, it's a good indication to the rider to let them know, hey, you know, if you haven't looked down, to see that the battery's low, and if you're far away from your pit, you can take it back in and put it back on the charger. So all in all, I'm a huge fan of the Redshift MX. It was a ton of fun. It was a great bike to step up to from the EX that I have at home. I would relate it to being similar to like a 250F. And yeah, like I say, I really liked the way the bike cornered, like the throttle response. The fork, as I mentioned before, left a little something to be desired for me. But like I say, nothing that maybe a revalve couldn't solve. And yeah, all in all, I had a ton of fun on the bike and look forward to spending more time on it. So moving on to the MXR, the bike is all new for 2018 and is now Alta's flagship motocross bike. Alta informed us the MXR produces 50 horsepower, and I believe it after riding on the first lap. Just a ton of power, and that was coming off the Redshift MX, so that extra 8 horsepower, especially coming out of corners, I had to be a little more careful with twisting the throttle too quick and laying the power to the ground. I noticed in a few corners, it seemed like if I came in real hot and got on the front brake real hard, it seemed like the rear end almost had like a floating sensation, which kind of had a bit of a disconnected feeling. And it was good when I modulated just to do a little bit because it would help me turn sharper. But that was something that I kind of had to be careful. I had to kind of modulate the front brake and almost got on the front brake just a tad bit early. But that was only in a few corners, and I just had to be mindful of that after I found out about it. The suspension was definitely a lot stiffer front and rear, which overall for me was a good thing. I could just adjust the clickers and go a little softer, especially on the front end. Kind of made it easier to ride the motocross track here, just being that it could withstand some of the larger jump landings. And yeah, the bike overall, the 8-pound difference between the two, I definitely noticed that the MXR, it felt a little more reactive. I think the decreased weight, along with the power delivery, the suspension, and the chassis with the handling, that it was more well equipped and more designed for motocross.